It's a game day ritual. Run the ball like Mitchell, or you can be like Reynolds and Skepful. Give it to Johnston and he'll get triple. Pass it to Cleary, you know he'll run the pitch. Score points like Jaboyevich. I'm game day fit, no need a switch. Cooking up like Quickie Man's in the kitchen. Who's that on the wing? It's Sivo. Score, try and do the Gaffrino. Don't get too rowdy or too keen, or you'll end up like Hassan Tino. Get a 40-20 like DCE. Run the ball like hectic cheese. Support runner, that's Pappenhausen, but I still got Teddy at the SCG.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Final Siren podcast. Great to be back and great to have three on board today. Davos, Faraz, and myself.
Sorry.
Faraz, what the fuck was that?
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness. Now, some good stuff happening tonight. We've got a couple, a review to do and some round tips. And we got some guaranteed tips once again coming back at you. Now, boys, I'll quickly get you to message me your guaranteed tips in the private chat. That way I know when to cue the video. But for now, I'll start with Davos. Davos, mate, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, Noah. Obviously, it's good to be back. And obviously, just got a lot on my plate on the minute with school and exams. But, yeah, it's good to be back with you boys.
Absolutely. And Faraz, what about you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Just, recently got a bit of cold, but, we're getting through that and they're getting better slowly. A lot going on in my personal life as well, But, get ready to be back on the potty whenever we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just for our podcast viewers, I was taking into consideration we have been a bit flat the last couple of weeks, and we do apologize for that. We're going to try and improve as much as we can to try and create better quality videos and live streams for all of you, and which is why we're trying to introduce new things. In case you missed it last week, we brought in the guaranteed tips. So how they work is I get each of the boys to pick a game that they want to guarantee tip, which pretty much means I'm not too sure. Pretty much means they're 100% sure that team will win. I reckon it'd be a cool thing to have punishments in the future if you put your guaranteed tip on a team that doesn't win. But we'll wait and see for that. Harry Rector says, "What's up, legends? Me Sharks lost to your boys." Sorry, Harry, but that's what you get when you mess with the Broncos. The Broncos are too strong.
Lucky Sharks.
Now, boys, what do you say we start off with a round review of round 14? Friday night, probably the best game of round 14, I reckon. The closest, certainly. Well, actually, no, not the close. I'm not too sure. It's a bit of a toss-up between the two 1-point games. Friday night, Tigers versus Raiders. We'll start off with you, Davos. What did you make of this game? And I don't know, who was your man of the match?
Well, this game just showed like a tale of two halves, to be fair. I mean, the Tigers started so slow and the Raiders started fast. And then in the second half, the Tigers started fast and the Raiders almost lost the game. Look, my man of the match was Jamal Fogarty. I thought he was really instrumental with what the Raiders did, and he really led from the front and was a big reason why they won. So, yeah, definitely him.
Absolutely. I think he scored 16 of the Raiders' 20 points, I believe. I could be wrong with that. I'll double-check it soon. But Faraz, what about you? Who was your man of the match for this game, and what did you make of the game itself?
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. Jamal Fogarty, he led from the front. Obviously, he had a few try assists. He set one up for himself. I think he got a double as well. Look, this was such a boring game. You probably fell asleep until the Tigers started showing up. I think during the sin bin, they scored a few tries themselves. It was such a crazy finish. I just really wish the Tigers could have got the win, but Raiders got the penalty in the end. I think that's the right call. You couldn't go for the knees. That's been the rule for ages now. Look, it wasn't the most convincing win, but Canberra take the 2 points now. And the Tigers, look, they may have not won the game, but they can take so much from this game. They're hanging in with the Tigers.
Yeah, for me personally, at first, I thought Raiders. I was thinking Raiders win fair and square that game. I do agree with the call of Jamal Fogarty's legs being taken out. I feel like if he actually didn't move his legs, his legs actually would have been possibly had a leg broken. I don't know. It's just the way Isaiah Papali'i lunged at his legs. I get it was an accident, but I don't know. Accidents don't excuse, I guess, poor judgment. But for me, Man of the match this game had to be Jamal Fogarty. I did just double check it. He had 16 of the Raiders' 20 points. So that was 2 tries, 3 out of 3 goal kicking, and then 1 penalty goal. And obviously he missed a field goal, but that doesn't really matter too much because he got the 2-point attempt in the end and got the 2 points coming back from Campbelltown. But like I said, I thought at first it was a fair game. Footage came out that I think it was Jamal Fogarty's second try. Luke Brooks got pushed in the back on his way to the ball, which Jamal Fogarty then regained possession of and scored. Boys, if you happen to see this video, Davis, I'm not sure if you did. I think Faraz did. What did you make of that? Do you think it's enough to say the Tigers were robbed, considering at that stage they hadn't even put a point on the board? Sorry, we'll start off with Faraz on this one.
Yeah, look, it was a pivotal moment in the game. Obviously, the Tigers started climbing back. Look, I just don't understand how you cannot review that. Like, you've got clear play, then you got push inside. We've got enough free players. We've got media. We've got the bunker. Surely someone could have noticed this instantly on the spot. Like, yeah, it's a tough one. I think the Tigers' job has to be robbed because this was a pivotal moment in the game. If they take that point from the Raiders win, the Tigers go on to win this game. Look, so yeah, it's a tough one. Look, I do agree with the penalty at the end was a fair call, but this one should have been a penalty to the Tigers. It was clear obstruction. Got pushed Brooks, didn't he? But yeah, I don't know what the rest was saying there.
Yeah, very well put for us. Now, what about you, Davis? Did you happen to see the footage? What did you make?
I actually didn't see the footage. Nah. I was actually out at work, so but I did see the highlights. But I didn't actually end up seeing that footage, so I won't comment too much on that.
Okay, yeah. I'll see if I can actually get. Well, sorry. I'll see if I can actually get the footage and play it to you after, and maybe ask you the same question. But for now, Davis says no comment. Good to see Joshua Stokes back in the chat like usual, and Yahoo Frem. Absolutely great to see you all in the chat. Our regulars, awesome to see. Saturday afternoon, I'll give it to Davos to take over the hosting of this one.
Yeah, so this was a pretty comprehensive win by the Wars. Look, I didn't really expect this to happen. I thought this would be a much closer game. We'll go to Noah first. Noah, there's one question I want to ask you. Sean Johnson. He looks like the Sean Johnson we used to watch and love back in 2011 with that famous sidestep. What were your thoughts on him this game? What were your thoughts on him this season?
I'm going to say something pretty controversial here, and you'll know if you've been part of the channel.
Boys, can I just put? I know we're in the midst of the podcast, but Usman Khawaja just part for a dub in the World Test Championship final. What do you guys think? I'm up for a dub.
Oh man! That's why I wanted to bowl first, Faraz. By the way, sorry, just a bit of banter there. Faraz saying he wanted to bat first earlier.
I've got the cricket in the background. I can tell you the ball is swinging a lot. Warner barely get any bat on it as well.
Fuck, man. Yeah, by the way, don't worry if we're cutting absolutely into the if we're talking about the test, don't worry about like go ahead, talk about it. I don't fucking care. I'm sure the fans want to hear about it, especially considering Australia are in the World Test Championship. I believe that's what it's called. Now, Davos. Sorry, you passed it over to me. Sorry, Sean Johnson. This is pretty controversial. But I think Sean Johnson now is probably a better player than he was back then. And my reasoning for that is, yes, he doesn't have his step. He still sort of has the step, but it's not as electrifying as it used to be. But he's added a lot of very specific kicking into his game. He looks a lot more mature about the way he goes about his game. He really has become a sort of game controlling half that I don't think he used to be when he was younger. So, I don't know. For me, I'm not too sure. I think Sean Johnson right now is probably better than back then. But I think this game was just the perfect example of what the Warriors are capable of this year. And special mention to Jermaine Isako. He got one vote for me in the top 3 players of this week. He was in a losing team, but he still managed to put up, I think it was, let me have a look here, 1 try, 278 run meters, 63 post-contact meters, 9 tackle breaks, 4 line breaks, a line break assist, 2 offloads, 7 tackles for only 1 miss. The man's a freak.
100%. Yeah, I thought he was actually amazing. I'm pretty lucky to watch this game. Faraz, I've also got a question that I want to throw at you. Do you believe that the Dolphins are getting found out now? Because at the start of the season, and they're still going well in my opinion, but they were on fire. Like no teams knew how to crack them. But now I feel like the cracks are starting to form with the Dolphins. Do you still believe they're a top 8 team, or what are your thoughts on that?
No, I definitely didn't think they were a top 8 team. Look, they did get busted up by the Warriors, but they were missing Hammer, Gilbert, and a few other names. So this is their first time in New Zealand. Look, they've shown enough talent, like they can bounce back from losses. But look, this was bound to happen. Injuries are now starting to happen. Like I said, they're starting to crack. But I still believe they get a full healthy team. Like, they'll be top 8.
100%. All right, I'll pass it on to Noah to take us through the Titans versus the Rabbitohs.
Absolutely. Usually we go in the order of Faraz, but Faraz has specifically asked for the Broncos Sharks game. I know he has a lot to say on that game. Titans Rabbitohs.
Mate,
I didn't really watch
a lot to say on that.
I didn't really watch this game, if I'm being completely honest. And that's unusual for me. I usually watch pretty much every game. But this round, I actually didn't watch Warriors, Dolphins, Titans, Rabbitohs, or I don't think I watched Roosters, Bulldogs either, or much of Panthers, Dragons. So half the games this week I didn't really watch. My reasoning for the Titans, Rabbitohs, and Warriors, Dolphins, I was actually driving the times those were on. So, I mean, I can't look at the phone, I'm a learner. But I'll go to Faraz first this time. Rabbitohs 46, Titans 28. The Titans, they have the ability to score points. Apparently, they have no fucking ability to defend. Talk us through that.
Honestly, the same old Titans. They score points, but their defense just lets them stay down. I feel so sorry for the fans. Like, they play such a tanky brand of footy that they forget to defend. You can't make the top 8 without defense. I'm sorry. You can score as much points as you like. They scored 26 points for 5 weeks in a row. They haven't managed to get a win. I don't know where to go with the Titans. They've got experience there now. They've got Verrills. They've got Foreign there. I know they've got a fair bit of injuries, but you still got a decent enough pack. You know, you at home. Look, you still played a decent enough side. The Rabbitohs were the benchmark, but the matter of fact is that it was 60. Like you kept 60 points at halftime. Then you let 30 points in at halftime. I don't know what the word is at halftime. I still think Holbrook is the right man for the job, but where else to go for the times with the mentality of it? It's not really like a physical thing. I think it's sort of a mentality thing.
The Titans are fucking woeful. They're terrible. I'm so sorry to any Titans fans, like the 3 of you that actually exist, but fucking hell. You can't let in. How do you lead so many games at halftime and then fucking give up the lead? I tell you what, if they had a better defense, if they had maybe the defense of, for instance, the Dolphins or the Warriors or the Raiders, who are currently in 6th, 7th, 8th, the Titans could be a top 4 team. I'm sorry, they have the talent to score points. They just don't have any defense. It's woeful. Absolutely woeful. Deos, would you like to have your say on this?
Oh, the goal choke Titans. I mean, 28 points in a game scored by the Titans, and yet they don't win. They did this against the Knights, and they do it again against the Bunnies. Like, I'm really not surprised, to be honest. I remember one of my mates in the Talk Footy No Shit chat actually called this to happen, and it happens. Look, I have no words. I mean, the Titans are they're just rubbish, and the South just showed their class, and thought Keon Kalala-Matangi was absolutely amazing. He definitely tore up that Titans edge defense, but yeah, I'm not surprised by the result, and another choke from the Titans.
Absolutely. I reckon we should start a petition to actually name them the Gold Choke Titans permanently, because fucking hell, not even sure. Faraz has just brought it to my attention that apparently you can only watch the fucking World Test Championship on 7. I was sitting there looking for it on KO, and I was wondering what I was doing wrong. So sorry about that. In case you didn't know, watch it on 7. I've just got it on 7+ at the moment. Australia 1 for 4. Fuck. Oh, sorry, 4 for 1 if you want to go to fucking English terms. Faraz, you wanted to host the next game, so I'll let you do that. Sharks versus Broncos. This was a good one.
Yeah, so Cronulla's in Brisbane at Cronulla Park. What did I tell you? What did I say to people? A lot of people took the Sharks. A lot of people going to the Sharks bandwagon. Told you they're not the real deal. They're still flat track bullies. No, listen to me last year. Everyone laughed at me last year, giving them a B minus. Look what happened this year. You all laughed at me. Look
I
what
remember we all
happened.
shut on you. We all shut on you on that episode, and I
You
guess
all
you're
shut on me.
No.
And I was speaking with context. I knew the Sharks couldn't be top sides. I get it. They made the top four last year, but the way they exited finals last year, the way they couldn't handle the big teams, the big pressure moments. I'm going to Dave.
And Fraz, you've cut out.
I'm about to fucking expose Faraz. Just wait 1 second. Whenever he comes back, Faraz, you might have to leave and come back. We'll quickly stall for you while you do that because you've absolutely audio cut out. But while Faraz is doing that, I'd like to say Faraz was not the one who called them flat track bullies. That was in fact me. A few weeks ago, where I said Cronulla will play 6th or 7th. Davos, Lachlan, and Faraz all laughed at me. Everyone laughed at me. I said the flat track bullies, they can't beat the top teams. I even screen recorded it. I'm prepared to play it later in the episode when I can actually find the video and send it to myself. But Faraz actually gasped when I said I had them 6th or 7th this year. And he said they're a top 4 team. So, Faraz, I'd like you to politely take those words back.
Faraz said that they'd make the grand final.
He did too. He said grand final with the Rabbitohs.
I was just joking, mate. I just want to say one of the Sharkies.
Oh, yeah, there we go. He said grand final with the Rabbitohs.
Mate, not my fault. Okay, okay, yeah, I probably got that one wrong.
No.
B minus for last year was harsh, but B minus this year so far is probably spot on. They have not impressed me at all.
Mate, they can't be top 2 sides. Who have they beaten?
I'm not saying. And you'll see with my tip. You'll see with my tip this week. I'm not scared of the Sharks at all.
Who has Freaky Boy Hines beaten? He's a gunplay. Who has he beaten to say that? Oh, he's the next level at Origin. He's got all experience. He hasn't owned a big moment yet. No one listens to me. I get it. He's the hottest man on the planet. Fuck, he's hot. But who have the Sharks beaten? Tell me.
Did bro just really say? I get it. Fuck, he's hot. But
mate, just like I don't get the hype around him yet. Like he's a gunplay. He's the like Deli and all that. But he hasn't won a premiership yet.
Davos can back me up. I called Hines a fraud.
Yeah,
when people started,
Noah did call Hines a fraud.
When people said he should play halfback for New South Wales in Origin, I laughed and I said, "Let him play halfback."
I want Hines to play halfback now.
I hope they go Hines and Burton because they'll have no fucking direction, and I'll laugh.
No, honestly, I'll ask David this question. From this game, the Broncos obviously they had a lot of fatigue coming in with the Origin plays, but what does this win do now for the Broncos' confidence, and where does this leave the Sharks?
The Sharks are just shit.
Sharks are what's the word? Very, very overrated, and they're not intimidating at all. As much as I like the Sharks, I just don't. I think they're very overrated.
Yeah, that's totally fair enough. And Noah, obviously you had Broncos guaranteed tip of the round. A lot of people must have been laughing at you, but hey, like Marvin just said, keep receipts, mate. And the Broncos, what does this win do for their confidence? And can they win the premiership with this game?
I'm going to respond with a few words, and then I'm going to respond with a video I'll put up on screen. So first off, my few words, Broncos were great. No offense to the Sharks. They were just shit. Broncos were great. There was a few areas that could have cost Broncos the game, which Sharks weren't good enough to capitalize on. And that's fine. I don't really see them as a premiership threat. Screen record this all you want. If Sharks go on to win the premiership, I will eat my own words. I will. No, I'm not saying that one. I'm not saying that one because it'll happen.
Like you said, Titans will win the spoon, and it didn't work. So
I'm not doing that one anymore. But
no, we don't do.
Here's the video I wanted to respond with. It's not playing the audio
because it puts you on mute. So
yeah, I'm not sure. I think I was on mute. But anyway, the point is, I'll find the audio. I will find the audio. I'm willing to bet I'll find it. And I'll share it for everyone to watch. And yes, Ronaldo got shuttered. Okay.
I think Will Tyler is referring to like he got shut down with 2 try savers, like he should have scored and all that. I think that's what he's referring to.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree. Ronaldo wasn't good. I'm not sure he's been a bit disappointing the last couple of weeks, in my opinion. I'm not too sure.
This is Heinz' daddy right here.
Adam Reynolds. Mate, Adam Reynolds is the second best halfback in the game. He's most people's daddies.
And this is the new Sharks daddy as well. Hot boy Walsh.
Reece Walsh.
Okay. Wait, sorry, what was the question? I'm still trying to find the video. Go on.
So the question was like, with this win, can the Broncos go on to win the premiership, and what does this confidence do now for them?
If the Broncos go on to win the premiership, I will cry. I will cry.
Mate, you would have seen the next day.
I'd be gone a week. I'd be gone a month.
Mate, book the Bali trips.
If Broncos win a premiership, I'm out in the streets and I'm celebrating. But we talked about Broncos for far too long. I've talked about how shit the Sharks are for far too long. I will find the clip, but I'm actually going to let Davos. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, Davos, you know what? I'll save you the misery of taking us through your team's defeat. I'll let you take us through Sunday afternoon. Please go to Faraz first while I find the video.
Yep. So obviously this was a pretty good game. Roosters, Bulldogs. The Doggies took it right up to the Roosters, and it was a field goal that from Luke Keary that won the Roosters the game. I'll go to Faraz first. Faraz, James Tedesco, he had a brilliant game. Look, I know it was against the Dogs, and the Dogs have pretty shit defense, but do you reckon this is the turning point for James Tedesco, or do you still think he has more to prove? Or
well, he had to show up and do the job, didn't he? And look, he looked in fine form. Yes, it was against the Bulldogs, but you still got to do it against them. If he didn't perform, a lot of people say, he couldn't even perform against the Bulldogs big side. So look, I think getting that confidence back, getting back into the zone with the Roosters boys, I think they'll do a lot of confidence. But now it's up to him to send it back into Origin form. We know what he can do, but he's got to back himself now against the tougher boys. And look, this game as a whole, I was there at Central Gosford, beautiful stadium, mind you, if I don't say that. Met a few good people, Hainsey and whatnot. But look, I'm going to sound like an idiot here, but I felt like the Bulls could take more from this game than the Roosters, honestly. I don't know why, but I genuinely don't know how much the Roosters can take from this result. They got the 2 points, but is it really a result that's going to change much for the season fortunes? I don't know, man. I'm just not seeing the Roosters at the moment. Look, the Bulldogs, they took a ride to them. It was a fun game to watch. Being that the game, I felt like it was going to go on point. A few controversial calls here towards the end, but Alamoti fought pass. I don't know what it was for you boys, but yeah, look, the Roosters, they get the win, but credit to the Bulldogs. They showed a lot of grit and hunger with injuries.
Yeah, 100%. And Noah, I've got a question about the Bulldogs. In their spine. Do you think that Matt Burton is a long-term halfback, and do you think his partner in crime, Carla Oloapu, is the future at 5'8"?
Oloapu is talented. I'll give him that. I hope he learnt to read when he went there, but I'm not too sure. Oloapu, I tell you what, he is talented. Him and Burton could be a good halves pairing in the future. I still see Burton more so as a 5'8", not so much a game-controlling halfback. But I feel like if they develop him right, he'll get there. He'll get there eventually. And, we just have to give him time there, see how he goes. But Bulldogs, honestly, I feel like Bulldogs were the better team. There was a pass that was called forward by Hayes Perham with 3 minutes left. And it was fucking 2 meters backwards. I'm not too sure what was happening there. So I'm not sure. The referees have just been terrible lately. It's not much to it, but
and more than anything involved. Sorry for that.
Yeah. Davis, have you given your thoughts yet?
No, I haven't. I have actually.
In that case, if you ladies and gents would please turn your eyes to this wonderful round 11 review. Hopefully the sound quality is loud enough for all of us here. But it wasn't a very convincing game by them either. They still ended up getting the win, but yeah. I don't really rate either team. Just everyone's talking up the top of the team. I think they'll finish 6th or 7th this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not big on the Sharks. I think I think they are
On the
just.
Sharks.
I think they're flat track bullies. Honestly, I think they punish the shit teams.
So it went from me giving them a B- to me being convinced in them, but you have run them off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm just not convinced on them this year. Especially if they make finals, they don't exactly have finals experience.
Hey,
Too much
the
of it.
Sharks, the new fins up. Don't you worry.
Mate,
I think that's more than enough there. So, yeah, thank you.
we get it. Well,
Thank you very much. As Lee Steen says, Noah on the money. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But we'll move to the next game. Now, Cowboys versus Storm. Davos, I'll wait to head to you second. I'll head to Faraz first. Faraz. Are the Cowboys of 2022 back, or is this just another performance that's going to try and convince us that they are back, but really it was a fluke game?
well, before you get to that, God, I think the 2022 Cowboys again, my God. But, nah, look, I actually tipped the Cowboys in an upset in this one. I got this bang on, but holy moly, I was not expecting this result. The Cowboys really put 50 on Storm at home. Like, when do you ever see a Storm after, like, let 41 points in, as I can see Dallas is about to play there, I can't blame them. But the Cows suddenly took over. But, yeah, look, the Cows, man, look, they have a talented roster. They, on paper, if fully healthy and fully, they should be, like, top 4, but it hasn't gone to plan. A lot of players have gone backwards. Nana has had a downward year. Scotty Drinkwater's had a tough, even though he's been one of their best players. The forward pack's been getting injured. But look, the Cowboys for me, they had one good win. They're not back yet. They got to do it consistently. Someone's saying they can win the premiership, my God. Someone's saying, they can be top 4, fully healthy. They still have the same pack there. They couldn't be a Dolphins weakened side. They've got talent there, but you can't win one game and expect to be back. You've got to be consistent. When they beat the Roosters, everyone was like, they're going to come back and all this, that. They got put 60 on the Tigers. Don't forget that. Do not forget that. One game does not change everything, but good win for the Cowboys. Salagi's come back strong from Origin. I think someone like Holmes is stepping up now. Scott Drinkwater has been fantastic this whole year, and I hope they do well consistently.
Well, as you guys know, I've said it before. I have a soft spot for the Cowboys. Obviously, I have family that goes for the Cowboys. But I wanted to address something Gus Gould said. He said, and Faraz, you just touched on this before. He said Cowboys could make top 4 this year once they get their players back and if they stay injury free. And for better lack of words, what the fuck? How? It's one performance against a very fatigued Storm side. And I know Davos will obviously be disappointed with the loss. You'd always be disappointed when your team loses. But to me, this more so just says that the Storm couldn't really handle the fatigue of obviously Cameron Munster came back and Harry Grant came back from Maroon's camp. Christian Walsh didn't play any game time, but their best playmaker and their number 9 both came back heavily fatigued. Both played 80 minutes on Origin. Am I saying Cowboys played bad am I saying Cowboys didn't play well enough or Storm were just not very good on the day? No. Oh, okay. Faraz has got bored of hearing me talk. No, not really. I think the Cowboys played extremely well. But for me, Cowboys of 2022, they aren't back. I hope the commentators stop using that fucking expression because it's starting to get to my head. Cowboys of 2022, that was last year. We're in 2023 now. The Cowboys will not place top 4. And I will in fact say I will jump off a cliff if they place top 4 because I want them to place top 4. So hopefully that jinx works on it. But Cowboys, it was a good win. But don't take your eyes off the Storm yet either. They've still got a lot of improvement to do. Storm is still a top 6 team for me.
Are they a premiership though for you?
See, Storm won a premiership threat to me last year. But then they still managed to sneak into, I think, 5th place.
But they didn't get off that week 1.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think they're a premiership threat, but I think they're a finals. They will make finals.
When's Packy back?
Not until end of season, maybe just before finals.
Oh no.
Which in my opinion means if Storm are really smart about it and if they actually really care about Ryan Papenhuyzen's health, they won't play him this season. They'll keep Nick Meaney's been doing a fine job at fullback.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you got to take care of their priorities and health. And I think the Cows is a great win and all, but you got to keep it consistent. Don't forget, you leaked 66 points. Anything can happen this year. You're not back yet. Just one win.
I find it funny he says that after fucking 2 weeks ago they leaked 66 to the Tigers. No, anyway, Davos. Last but not least, it's obviously your team. What's your general thoughts on the game? And what did you make of the Cowboys' performance? As a Queenslander, you must have been proud.
Yeah, well, first off, I want to say a big congratulations to the Cowboys. I mean, they just absolutely just bullied us, and their backs absolutely bullied our backs, and they were just the most dominant team that day. And special mention to Valame, club debut. He scored a hat trick. He was outstanding. I thought Muzz and Holmes were absolutely outstanding. For us, obviously it was a disappointing loss, but yeah, it was just a bit frustrating to watch. But to be honest, we were 14-14 at one point, and the Cows were leading 14-14. Am I using that as an excuse to say that the Storm weren't bad? Absolutely not. We were atrocious, but there were certain factors, and yeah. And I also want to highlight. I know we've touched on it, but this guy here is a complete fraud.
Yes,
fraud.
Rip into him, Davos.
Yes, I understand that was a good Cowboys win. I get that, but you've won one good game against a good team, and you got absolutely thumped by the Tigers. They're not back. They're not back, Phil Gould. There's a reason why your Bulldogs are second last.
Oh, sorry, minus nearly the edge of sleep.
Oh my god, Faraz, I'm on fucking live 7 and you're still somehow ahead of me.
Well, I'm watching on 7 HD.
Actually no, I'm on 7 plus then. That's probably explaining it.
Once.
No, Aussies look good. The Aussies look like they've steadied the ship, and Warner is absolutely proving me wrong so far.
Yeah, but he's got to keep it on now. He's got to keep it on. He hasn't done anything yet. But can I just say, with Phil Good, I'm not disappointed he said the Cowboys will win the comp because I remember he did make sense. The premiership aren't hidden, but for me, the worrying thing is that he said that Cows can win it, but he's Souths can't win it, and then he's Broncos can do it next year. I'm we're even in the top 4 right now. What do you mean next year? We ain't waiting for next year.
Didn't Phil Gould? No, Phil Gould said that the Cowboys can win the premiership.
Yeah, but he said no. But what I'm saying is, what I'm most disappointed is that he didn't say that. But what I'm most upset is that he said that Brisbane have to wait till next year starts coming. I'm what do you mean we have to wait till next year?
It's Phil Gould. I have no words.
Sometimes, Phil Good. Sometimes he's the smartest fucking man I've ever heard.
He knows rugby more than anyone. And he also said 4 against won't matter at the end of the season. Yeah, sure, that won't matter. A close season, though.
Well played, Man. Man gets 2. And to answer your question, buddy, 56 Sirhi, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, please let me know. Ashes content soon? Yes. In fact, even if you want to see a bit of the World Test Championship content, let us know. I'm sure the boys wouldn't be too against maybe even just streaming 2 hours of live commentary for this World Test Championship on one of the days. So, Shari. Okay. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Shari or Shari? Just say 1 or 2. So, Shari's 1, Shari's 2, whatever you want to say there. And I'll remember that for next time. I will. I'll try to at least. But no, Ash's content will be coming soon. We'll figure out a time to sort of plan that. We are going to sort of try and come away from so much NRL content. We're going to try and scale back on the NRL content a bit and start doing a bit more of other sports. For instance, the NBA Finals is going on at the moment. In case you didn't know, I had Heat in 7. I'm not sure what you boys do. You boys want to quickly touch on what you had in the NBA Finals for this final series at the moment?
All I'll say is I hope the Heat win.
Yeah, so what a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, if the Heat win, coming from 8th seed, that is absolutely amazing. And look, the Nuggets are a quality team, don't get me wrong. But I just hope the Heat win.
And Marnus is bold. And I'm just joking with you, so don't have a cry.
Please, mate.
Goodness, Faraj, stop before you give us heart attacks, mate.
Right, you're going to give me a heart attack soon. Just
Okay, back to Steve's show.
Anyway. Wrong one. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what video that was, but anyway. Sorry, I nearly just ended the stream and played some weird shit. Now, last but not least, Panthers versus Dragons. We'll run pretty quickly. Then we'll end it off with a bit of a Q&A. We've got a few people in the chat. Davos, I know. I'll tell you what. Cleary's out now for New South Wales. Who are you taking as your New South Wales 7 and 6? I'm not sure if Jerome Lai stays at 6 for you. If you're New South Wales, obviously try not to be biased towards Queensland. So who are you taking for that, and what did you make of this game in general?
Look, if New South Wales actually want to win the series, you pick Cody Walker and you pick Adam Reynolds. If they want to lose the series, you're going to pick Nico Hines and you're going to pick Jerome Loy. Yeah, look, on this game, look, obviously the big talking point was Nathan Cleary getting injured, and look, I feel bad for Nathan Cleary because I do like him a lot, just when he's not playing in New South Wales jersey though. But yeah, I mean the Dragons, you're gonna probably be surprised with this take, but I actually didn't think they were that bad. To be honest. Like
I agree.
Score reflects that.
they weren't horrible. Like they actually were decent, to be honest. I
Can
thought
I ask
Mika
you
Labalara was very good for the Dragons. I thought he was real good.
Could I ask you a question quickly, Davos?
Yeah.
The try that was ended up being disallowed for the Dragons. Panthers were up 24-18. Tyrell Sloan goes in under the post. The referee calls it back without looking at it because James Fisher-Harris decided he wanted to play a game of hide-and-go-seek around one of the Dragons players, which ended up being called obstruction in the line. Do you agree with the call, or do you think James Fisher-Harris was maybe just being a bit of a sook about the fact that his team may have got scored on?
I disagree 100%. That should have been a try. I mean, with Penrith, I'm not surprised that they do that. Little arrogant.
Yeah. If you watch the tapes back, James Fisher-Harris, he stands behind the player. He stands there for a good 5 seconds before Tyrell Sloan runs through. If Fisher-Harris wanted to go back into the line, he would have had time. Terrible decision. Honestly, I think Dragons deserve to win that. I think when Cleary went off the field, Panthers don't look good this week. Didn't look good last week when Cleary went off, which is why you'll see again in the Panthers versus Roosters game, you might be a bit surprised. Quick ladder update before we move on to tips. We'll try and rush through this bit because we're going a bit over time from what we would have liked. I'll quickly read these out as fast as I can. Panthers are in first place, 20 points. Broncos as well on 20 points in second. Rabbitohs, Sharks, Storm, and Raiders all in third through to sixth on 18 points. The Warriors and Dolphins and Roosters, all on 16 points, 7, 8, 9. The Seagulls and Knights both on 15 points. They're in 10th and 11th. The Eels on 14 points in 12th. So are the Titans on 14 points in 13th. The Cowboys, absolutely awesome to see them win last week, and they also have a bye this week, so they'll go up to 14 points at the end of the week, but for now they're on 12. The Bulldogs on 12 as well. The Tigers are on 10, and St. George Illawarra down the bottom on 8. Usually we talk about the ladder, but this is absolutely I don't think there's enough time left. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the tips. We'll be pretty rapid fire with them. We'll go around again. So I'll take Thursday night. Davis, you take Friday evening. Faraz takes Friday night. We'll keep going in that order. And very quickly, just your tip, your margin, anytime try scorer, and then let us know when your guarantee tip is. Now, we'll start off with the first. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to find this thing. The first game, Thursday night, Titans versus Tigers, Seabus Super Stadium. Davos, who do you have your tip margin anytime try scorer?
I've got Tigers 13 plus. And my anytime try scorer, I've got Jareem Buller.
Absolutely. What about you, Faraz?
Yeah, I've got Titans on 12 in a high scoring game. I think anything at home will help. I think Titans will win 30 points to 20.
I've got Tigers 13 plus, just like you, Davos. And I think I'm going to have to go with maybe David Nofaluma anytime try scorer. And a quick bet for the match, I think Titans will be leading at any point in the game and then give up a lead. And somehow 16 points, 16 to 18 points, and still somehow the Tigers will put 30 on.
100%.
stuff, to be honest. Friday evening, take us through it, Damos.
Yep. So I'll start with myself first. I've actually got Raiders 1-12, and I've got the man playing his 300th game, Jared Croker.
Let's go.
By Fraz, what's your tip for this game?
Oh, I want to so badly to the Warriors, but just for Jared's sake, I can't go past my boy. I'm going to go Raiders by 2 just. I reckon Croker anytime this 300.
Oh, yeah. And Noah, what is your tip for this game?
This week, Raiders vs Warriors happens to be my guaranteed tip.
What the? Wow.
Yeah. Jared Croker 300. I can't see the Raiders losing this. I rate the Warriors this year. I can't see them losing on Croker's 300 after all they've gone through sitting him out last week to make sure he has his 300th in Canberra. I don't know. I feel like there are more likely games where teams would win. For instance, Broncos versus Knights. I have a feeling Broncos definitely should get the win there. But I don't know. Raiders at GIO Stadium in Canberra. Ricky Stewart's been waiting for this a long time. So has Croker. I don't see the boys really making much errors in Croker's 300. So Croker anytime. Raiders, I'm going to go 1-12 still. But I reckon it'll be like 10 points or something to the Raiders.
Oh, just read the live chat. Sorry, the chat.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Oh, Davos, did you do your tip in margin?
Yeah, I did. Raiders 1-12, and I got Jared Croker to go for a meat pie.
Oh, absolutely. Awesome. Now, Faraz, send us through to Friday night.
Yeah, so we've got Manly playing Dolphins. The Dolphins playing their first game in 4 Pines Park. I'm actually going Manly 13 plus. I've got an odd feeling Manly will smoke the Dolphins, who are now starting to crumble with injuries. Davos, who do you got in this one?
I've got Manly 1-12, and I've got Tom Trbojevic to go for an anytime try scorer.
Yeah, that's fair. And Noah, do we got Fins up or Manly at home?
I don't know. You know what? Manly to get back on track. I've got Manly. I've got them 1-12, and I'm going to go anytime try scorer. Is DCE playing?
Yeah.
If so,
Yeah, he is.
Get him in there, DCE.
Sweet as.
Saturday afternoon, Dragons versus Rabbitohs, boys. Tips margin anytime try scorer. I head to you first, Faraz, for yours.
I think the Dragons keep it close, being in Australia, but once again, I think the Bunnies are too good. I think Bunnies by 12. Bunnies by 12.
Absolutely. Anytime try scorer in there?
I'll go Campbell Graham. Anytime.
Campbell Graham.
He's leading the try scorer list for the Rabbitohs as well, I think.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely awesome. Davos, what about you?
Okay, I'm going to tip Rabbitohs 1-12, but I was so tempted to tip the Dragons because they've got Jack Bird and Blake Laurie in the reserves. I reckon they'll come back. And I've got, who am I going to go? Yeah, well, I'll go with Kellen Matangi to go over for a meat pie.
I'm actually going to go with, that was so close. Levershade nearly out. I'm going to go with Dragons in this one.
Yeah, I really don't blame you there. I was so close to tipping Dragons.
I mean, all you have to do is think back to last year Indigenous round, I think it was, where Dragons and Rabbitohs played each other, and the Dragons put a number on the Rabbitohs. Elias ended up getting
another try that game as well. He's not playing this
week. Exactly. So I'm going to go the Dragons. I'm going to go the Dragons 1-12. My anytime try scorer is going to be a bit of a tough one here. I feel like I had someone in mind. I might go Jacob Little, actually.
That's fair.
No, sadly, no Jack DeBellin for the Dragons. Hopefully, he's doing okay. It looked really bad. Panthers versus Dragons, his head knock, but hopefully he's doing okay. I haven't heard any bad news. But we'll go to Faraz next to take us through Broncos versus Knights.
Yeah, so we've got my Brizzy boys to take on the Newcastle Knights at Suncorp Stadium. I mean, there's not two ways to look at this. David, who you got in this one?
Broncos 1-12. And I have this really hot feeling that Kurt Capewell's going to go for a meat pie. So I'm going to go for any try scorer.
Kurt Capewell in the Indigenous jersey is fucking... I'm not being gay there. I'm saying like he scores tries in the Indigenous jersey.
So sorry that we're not in a porn star show here, but we'll head to Noah. Who do you got in this one?
Fucking hell, man. Selwyn Cobbo anytime try scorer first off because Indigenous jerseys... it automatically means a Selwyn Cobbo try. Katoni Staggs as well, probably. Broncos 13 plus. I'm not saying we definitely win, but I think I'm pretty confident. So Broncos 13 plus. Cobbo or Stags anytime, maybe even Walsh because he'll be playing a big game from Reece Walsh.
Oh, 100%. Walsh is Ponga, bring it on. And my tip for this game, I'm going to go Knights and upset. I'm going to go Newey for an upset. I mean, you got to look back at the last year's game.
Anyway, sorry, Ferez, come back. Explain your opinion.
Okay, you only got to look back at the Tigers game last year. You know, everyone was like, Broncos 13 plus, they should get on one here. They had that tension against Parramatta away from home. I just feel the boys might get a bit too cocky, and I'm hoping they don't lose this, but I feel like they're due for another loss at some point. I reckon this is the game they might fall a bit. Take it for a big one. I reckon Newcastle by 10, 28 points to 18. I reckon Callum for a double and Cook over any time.
So to get this double, just double checking, right? You're going with Knights.
Yeah, Knights by 10.
Raz is hoping the jinx works.
Facts.
What's the bet? He's going to send a message after this and just be like, "Yeah, boys, I was just doing it to cause a bit of drama." Anyway, I'll take us through. Actually, no, sorry. This is Davos' turn. Roosters versus Panthers. Davos.
All right, I'm going the Chookies here. I'm the Chookies 1 to 12. I don't know. I just have a feeling that
No, stop
Jeff
interrupting.
is just going to be absolutely exposed now. I feel like Jerome Law is going to get exposed without Cleary. I'm going to go the Chookies 1 to 12, and I'm going to go James Tedesco to go for a meat pie. Faraz, what about you?
I'm actually going to second that. So I'm going to go Broncos. Sorry, I'm going to go Roosters 1 to 12. No clue. I think Roosters just have to win this game. If they don't win this game, then shambles.
Absolutely.
And Noah, what's your tip for the game?
I agree with Faraz. I reckon the Broncos. No, give me the Roosters. Give me the Roosters 1 to 12. Again, like I've said before, I'm not convinced on the Roosters at all this year. I don't think they've been top 8 quality so far. But it's just the fact that Panthers struggle without Nathan Cleary a lot. I still think the Panthers could get the job done, but as a Broncos fan, I'm still being optimistic that
I'm not confident. I'm not confident to tip the Roosters, but I just don't see where the points are going to come from Penrith now.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll go Roosters. I'll go Roosters 1 to 12, and any time. I don't know. Even in a losing team, I reckon Brian To'o gets over.
Oh, Faraz, was Broncos your guaranteed tip? Oh, no, you tipped to Knights.
No. Because he ended up tipping Knights. What a fucking bastard.
Do you agree with Nick Sam's comment, Noel?
Oh, sorry. Nick Sam.
Faraz
hates Bronx. He does. In fact,
okay.
I've got all the pictures to prove it.
Stop now.
I haven't got them on the screen yet. Come on, Faraz. You know me. Why would I put them up on the screen?
Facts.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on to the next one in just a second. Sorry. Where is it? Here it is. Saturday night. Oh, no, sorry. Sunday afternoon. Storm versus Sharks. Now, I understand that both of you have a guaranteed tip here. I'll start off with Davos first. Wait one sec. Let me find the cool little video that goes with it. Davos, this is your guaranteed tip.
This is my guaranteed tip because the Storm are going to flog the Sharks 13 plus. The Sharks are just watch the Sharks get exposed in this game. I'm calling it. I will most likely be at the game. I've got Nick Meaney to go for a meat pie.
Absolutely. I love Nick Meaney going over for meat pie. Something about it. Faraz, this is also here's another one. Faraz, this is also your guaranteed tip.
You know what? I've just been thinking about it lately. Everyone's thinking the Sharks. A lot of people are saying Storm are going to lose our home Sharks and all this that. Who are the Sharks actually big to be a top 8 side? And I think what goes against the Sharks is this is at Melbourne. Melbourne have already faced it back like a heavy defensive cows. I definitely do not see Melbourne repeating that performance. If they do, I will rule them out for the premiership. I just feel like they have to win this game. They're going to make a statement. The Sharks, how can you even back them really? They could even beat a fatigued Broncos side at home. So look, I'm going to go the Storm 13 plus. I think Sharks will be in it for a bit, then Storm will just run away with it. I think Storm will be 2 at home. Hines, pretty boy to get exposed again.
Wait, sorry, what was that?
Hines, pretty boy to get exposed again.
Pretty boy Hines exposed. You heard it here first from Faraz. So just double. Oh yeah, I actually haven't said mine yet. I've got the Storm. I reckon I'm just gonna go safe. I'm gonna go 1 to 12. And I think anytime try scorer, I'm gonna have to agree with Davos. I'm gonna have to go Nick Meaney to go over for a meat pie, and I guess at the end of the.
I've got Will Kennedy anytime. Definitely lock for me.
Will Kennedy anytime. And I guess at the end of the game, if Storm do in fact win, I guess all of us at the Final Star podcast here will be fine.
Yes! Bye-bye, overrated Sharks!
No.
Glory, glory, South Sydney, marching on!
Oh wait, that reminds me. I forgot to say, this is for you, Davis, this is for Lars specifically. Bye-bye, overrated Sharks. See you later, $1.50 odds.
Goodbye, Sharks. Nah, watch the Sharks get pumped. I'm calling it. And I'm not just saying that because we've just spent like almost half an hour shitting on the Sharks, but like.
So Faraz, who were you tipped Roosters, right?
Yeah, I said Roosters.
So Faraz had Roosters over Penrith, and Cowboys have the bye this week. Okay, awesome to know. Now,
we do not hate Cronulla. You just can't be the top two sides. You overrated flags.
Last but not least, Davos, you can take us through this one, I think.
Yep. Look, the big news: Dylan Brown, he's out. But that still doesn't change who I'm going to tip. I'm going to tip the Eels 1 to 12. However, I've got a Bulldogs player going over for a try. I've got Jacob Preston going over for a try. Noah, what's your tip for this game?
Now listen, it's going to piss off some people, and that's okay. I've got Bulldogs. I don't rate the Eels. I mean, it would probably help the Eels if one of their players was more upset and more concerned with actually playing the game than apparently touching up a woman 5 times at a bar somewhere. So if they actually focused on the game, they might be all right. But they haven't focused on the game. He's thinking with his head. He's thinking with his dick and not with his head. So Dylan Brown out. That's an Eels loss in my books. Bulldogs, I'm going to go Bulldogs 1. Actually, no, Bulldogs 13 plus. Anytime try scorer, I believe there's a young man on the bench that goes by the name of Khalid Rajab.
I had a feeling someone would say that.
He debuted last week. I didn't see much of him, but I think this week he goes over.
Look, I was convinced to go the Eels, but with Dylan Brown out, honestly, even though this is not my guarantee of the round, I'm going to go the Bulldogs 13 plus 2. I've just got this odd feeling. You got to look back to last year. It was a top 4. Bulldogs like would have sprint all the way through. No one took them that game. They won 30 points to 4. If there's ever a game they're going to try for, it's the Eels. Trust me. I know they lost last week, but being out of call, the Bulldogs play much better out of call. If there's one game they want to get up for, expect them to play the grand final this week. Reid Marnie's still playing. Dylan Brown's a huge loss. We've seen off-field dramas affect the club. Eels, you can't trust them. I reckon Bulldogs 30 plus. I reckon I'd rather double my boy.
Yeah, last time Eels and Bulldogs actually played, which was earlier this year, the Eels got the better of the Bulldogs. Reid Marnie just looked angry. Looked like, I don't know. It was, I'm not sure. The Bulldogs, they actually ended up beating them 30 points to 4. The Eels beat the Bulldogs 30 points to 4 last time they played. And then the Bulldogs, I think it was 2 times before that, beat them 30 points to 4. So I'm going to go the Bulldogs at a score of 30 points to 4. Absolutely love it. So that'll just about do us on the tips. If you haven't already, make sure you follow at the Final Star and Podcast. I'll quickly check through the chat. I think we've already looked at everything. Broncos now premiership contenders for me. I hope so.
Ooh.
I hope so. It's a big call, but I hope so. Uzi's woes continue in England.
They still couldn't stand the Broncos, but there's been
some big news. Actually, I mean, you boys have probably already seen it, but Corey Pake's been absent from training, and Tyson Smoothie is could debut from the bench.
Wait, Dave, is he injured? Is he injured or is he absent?
He just said he was absent, and if you don't believe me, it's reported on 9 News here, so I don't know if you can see it, but
That's why I'm tipping Newcastle.
Tyson Smoothie. I'm not sure if you guys actually knew. Tyson Smoothie actually, I think it's in the. It's pretty much like the Dally M, but for the Queensland Cup. He's actually tied first at the moment.
Yeah, he played a couple of games from the Storm. He's actually
He played a few trials for the Broncos as well, like preseason. But look, this is why I'm tipping the Knights. Brisbane just make too many changes. Kevin, you're fucking it up now.
Fraz, just go to the bin. No one wants to hear it, honestly. Broncos hater. Aussies woes continue in England. Yes, they do. Noah keeps receipts. Yeah, we've already been through that. Thanks so much, Movin. Appreciate it. No offense, Sharks. They were just shit. Some nice quotes from me. Some nice quotes from all of us.
They couldn't get the 330 plus win against the Knights this time.
Dave, show us the frame and jersey in the background.
I mean, there's my I'm in the fucking way of my jersey. So there is my Storm jersey. It's just like some random one I got from Bali. And then those frames, one's a Liverpool player, and then the ones that, if you want to see my Storm frames are near my bed, so maybe one time I'll get my Storm. All I'll say is one of them is just the premiership win against the Panthers, and then the other one's just kind of like, you know how they make that like little like cartoon poster afterwards?
Yeah.
It's that one as well.
That's awesome. When's the last time Storm led in 50 points?
I think it was against the Bulldogs like 7 years ago.
Yeah, other than the Cowboys, yeah, I think it was the Bulldogs. Ash's content soon already covered that. Shari?
Yeah, I think
Shari or Shari? I'm not too sure. You have to get me. So I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. You have to let me know. Storm need Paps quick. I don't think he'll be back this season. Sadly, Stuart. Faraz hates the Bronx.
Faraz is secretly a Rabbitohs fan, so
I don't know. I think Faraz, so many teams to pick from. But that'll just about end us off. Thanks so much to everyone who's left some comments and watched the stream tonight. It's been a good one. Hopefully Lachlan's back soon. He's actually just got a bit of a sickness at the moment, so here's hoping he'll be back soon. And we really do appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll be back soon with some newer content, hopefully in a better style. Can't wait to see you all there. Cheers, ladies and gents.